Taurus has really upped their game over the last few years with the G3 series of pistols. Taurus has always been awesome because they make budget-friendly firearms, which is good if you need something for self-defense and you can't go out and splurge on your Glocks, like this Glock 19 here, this Glock, the 17, or the Shadow systems. The quality of the new G3 series has been exceptional. Talking with a few of my friends that own gun stores, they're telling me that the Tauruses are flying off the shelves, and with good reason. Like I mentioned before, the G3 series for Taurus has been a game changer, likely due to the fact that they're starting to manufacture the pistols here in the United States. Both my G3 XL, which is this one here, and my G3C all have the Bainbridge, Georgia stamp right there on the slides, as you can see. Taurus makes the G3, which is their full-size pistol, the G3C, which is the one I have right here, which is their compact pistol. Then they came out with the G3X, which I don't have, but I'll post a picture so you guys can see it. And then they came out with this one, the G3 XL, which has a compact grip, which is the same grip as the G3C, and then a full-size slide, which is the slide from the G3. So let's dive into the specifics of the Taurus G3 XL. Alright, so let's go ahead and make sure that the weapon is safe and clear. First, let's drop the magazine, rack the slide back, chamber's empty. Alright, so with that, like I said before, the Taurus G3 XL has the same compact frame as its smaller counterpart, the Taurus G3C, and the same full-size slide of the Taurus G3. A lot of people have been asking for a gun like this with the shorter frame and the full-size slide because the hardest thing to conceal when you're concealed carrying is the frame itself. On the G3 XL, we have a 4-inch barrel compared to the 3.2-inch barrel of the G3C. The longer barrel of the G3 XL will give you a better velocity compared to that of its smaller counterpart, the G3C. Each series of pistols comes with a Tenifer matte black finish, as you can see on the XL and the G3C. While you can also find them in the stainless steel variants, the matte black is what you will typically see. Like the G3C, I'm willing to bet that the slide isn't gonna hold up very well, because as you can see here, this is just from a couple of range trips so far. You have noticeable scratches and dings here on the slide. You can see that matte black finish is rubbing off on some parts. But like the G3C here, I can almost guarantee you that the Taurus G3 is going to have the same problems with a couple of range trips and a few thousand rounds. The slide has rear and front cocking serrations, making it easier for you to pull the slide back to the rear. Let's drop this mag real quick. So to pull the slide back to the rear, or to do some press checks if you want, so you can see if you have a round in the chamber. The sights up top, you have a rear serrated sight and a front white dot sight. The sights are Glock compatible, so you'll have hundreds, if not thousands, of choices for aftermarket sights. One thing I did fail to mention though is that if you go to Taurus's website, you can get the G3 slide in the Toro version, because unfortunately right now they're not making a G3 Toro, or excuse me, a G3 XL Toro version. But if you get the G3 Toro slide, you can just go ahead and throw it on your, the frame, and bam, you'll have a G3 XL Toro. And with that Toro version, you can put multiple different kinds of red dots on this pistol. One of the things I love most about the G3 series of pistol is the grip, specifically the texture. They have this aggressive stippling here on the sides of the pistol, on both sides, and on the back and the front of the pistol. So the way you grip the pistol is from front to back. So it's really good to have that stippling on the back and on the front of the pistol so that you can get a good grip on the pistol. Well, I don't know about you guys, but my hands tend to sweat a lot when I'm at the range, and having this aggressive stippling on the frame here is wonderful. They also have these pads here built into the gun, which really help with finger placement. You know, when you have your two-handed grip, your thumb can rest on this pad here, and when you're keeping your finger off the trigger, you can put your trigger finger right here on this pad. They also have a nice undercut here on the trigger guard that's going to help you get a good grip on the firearm. And up front here, you have a one-slot Picatinny rail on the bottom for accessories. You'll notice that on the bottom, the slide right here comes past the frame a little bit, unlike its counterpart over here, which I should have taken this off, but you can see here that the slide is flush with the frame itself. One of the differences between the G3C here and the G3, the XL, is that the G3 has this frame mounted safety, while the G3 XL got rid of that safety. So there is no longer an external safety here on the G3 XL. They did keep the trigger bar safety that you can see here, which makes it to where right here, you see I'm not depressing that trigger bar and there's nothing happening with the trigger. You can't do anything. But once you fully depress the trigger, bring it back, it'll break. Another thing that they kept, along with all of the other G3 series of pistols, is that restrike capability with their triggers. Like I said in the review of the G3C, I am a big fan of the restrike capability on these pistols. Not so much for, you know, the light primer strikes or the dud rounds and something like that, but more for dry fire training, right? So it's awesome to be able to just squeeze the trigger over and over and over again, unlike the Glocks here, where you have to, let's make sure that it's safe, no mag, so you have to squeeze the trigger, re-rack, squeeze, re-rack. It's really cool to just be able to, you know, just keep squeezing the trigger and not have to rack the slide over and over again for your dry fire training. Like I said, I don't really use the second strike capability at the range. When I'm shooting at the range, if I have a light primer strike or a dud round, I always, you know, kind of go on autopilot, tap, rack, and re-engage. So that never really gets used for me at the range. But for dry fire, it's awesome. So while we're talking about the trigger, let's go ahead and do some quick trigger pulls so that you can see what the trigger is reading at. £4, 9 ounces. £5, 10 ounces. £5, 11 ounces. Now, that was for the kind of the single strike, right? So let's test the trigger weight when you have this kind of double action trigger pull. £6, 15 ounces. Let's do it again. £7, 5 ounces. One more time. £7 and 2 ounces. All in all, here, so once that you fired that first shot, or actually, once you've chambered a round into the gun, you're gonna go straight into that single action trigger pull, right? So you really won't get this double action pull unless you have a dud round, a light primer strike, or if you're practicing your dry fire. Other than that, you're always gonna have this single action trigger pull, which all in all isn't horrible. You'll have a lot of take up here, but once you get to the wall, you'll meet this nice definable wall, and a nice clean break. Let's do it again. Take up here, you get to the wall, nice clean break. I'm a fan of the trigger. A lot of people hate on this trigger, but it's definitely a usable trigger. I have no real complaints. This isn't a competition gun. I don't need, you know, an extremely light trigger. This is perfect and adequate for, you know, duty use, for carry use. It's an all-around good trigger. So the G3 XL comes with 2 mags out of the box. So depending on where you live, you'll get 2 12-round mags or 2 10-round mags. The 15-round mag and the 17-round mag, they come with the G3, will also fit into this pistol, but beware that if you put them on, you're gonna have a gap between the mag and the gun. It's not gonna be a flush fit mag like this one. The mags are easy to insert and easy to remove. As you can see here on both sides, you have a little cutout on the magazine and the frame to help you grab and pull if you need to. But I don't see you using these because once you engage that magazine release, the magazines just fly out of the gun, you see? But now that we're talking about the mag release, it's really easy to get to. You don't have to break your firing grip to get to the mag release. It's big enough that you don't have to break your firing grip to get to the mag release, but also small enough to where you're not going to accidentally engage the mag release while you're shooting the gun. With all that being said, the G3 series pistols have been phenomenal. Both the G3 XL and the G3C have eaten every kind of ammunition that I've put through them. I fired steel, I fired aluminum, brass, different weights, whether that was 115, 147 grain. They just run, and I have yet to have a single problem with one of these guns. The G3 XL here is a very soft shooting pistol. It doesn't have much muzzle flip, and overall it's just a pleasure to shoot. Just how the G3C was, right? I was super surprised with the G3C because I'm not normally a fan of small guns, but this G3C performed phenomenally. And, you know, same thing with the G3 XL. So what do you guys think? Would you buy the G3 XL? Would you carry the G3 XL? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, guys, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys.